Turn. Stop recording.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Once again, we are back. We are back with another one for you. Yes, sir. How's everybody doing today? Well, rather this evening, because it is night, getting to the nighttime, and folks is getting off of work. Maybe they're going to work. Maybe they're winding down. Go to work in the morning. But I'm back with another one. And in today's video, I want to talk about some of the fear that some of these debt collectors know about how what type of fear that how you become afraid of opening up your letters and how they play on it. Let's talk about that. I'm not trying to get my words all jumbled up today. But this is what we want to talk about. We want to talk about how some of these debt collectors play on people's fear and anxiety. And what's all that about? Because even when it's another question is like how it's like this is business, but it's personal at the same time. Why is it like that? Why is it business and personal at the same time? Why has it got to be that way? That's because these debt collectors know how to play on your anxiety. That's why they call you and stress you out. You notice how when you pay that personal loan with that personal loan company, the very next day they call you back. You notice that? Or it'd be like maybe 2 days or whatever. But sometimes it'd be like the very next day they call you. I just made a payment. You know what I'm saying? That's the response that they want to get out of you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know, I went through it. I understand it. I understand exactly. And I've had a lot of people come to me with it. You know what I'm saying? Their phone blowing up. I mean, constantly ringing. Put it on silent. You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't have to put your phone on silent. If I designate you to call my phone, you need to abide by it. You need to abide by it. And the state need to enforce, your state need to enforce more rules and regulations on this. Because being harassed, that's harassment. That's willful harassment. It's not neglectful harassment, it's willful harassment. Because if you calling my phone consistently, I'm just counting the numbers. I'm just counting the numbers of times that you calling my phone. And then you be like, then you're scared to go to the mailbox. Oh boy. Bills roll around. You got your bills. You got bills to roll around. But then these dead young buyers is sending you these letters. What is this about? I owe. It says you owe $1,000 to Midland Funded. And he be like, oh my goodness. Especially when you don't know what your rights are. First, this is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. I will not offer legal advice, and I will not offer financial advice. If you would like legal advice and financial advice, then I suggest you find yourself a competent professional, and please be advised. This is the Blind Intelligence Show, and I'm your host, Raphael Bird. And I really want to talk about this for a minute because it runs rampant in every major city. Not just mine, in yours, in all cities across this nation. People are afraid to go to their mailbox. People are afraid to answer. They are tired of answering. They're afraid to answer their phone. They're tired of answering their phone. They don't know what to do. I tell you, I read. I go into these echo chambers on Facebook, and I be listening to them. I be listening to people talk about this, that, and everything. And a lot of folks got it's a lot of misinformation that people are spewing. You know, people are you're owing let's say Bugs Bunny credit. You know what I'm saying? But Daffy Duck debt collectors calling you. Well, that junk buyer. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and okay, now what if the amount is the same? Okay, you owe $1,200 to Bugs Bunny debt creditor, but then Daffy Duck debt junk buyer say you owe us $1,200. So you're in a frenzy because you really think you owe Daffy Duck. You don't owe Daffy Duck. And then a lot of you, like many of you stupid, you go and pay them. What's that about? Because you don't know. You make one payment, it's over with. And then you pay them off. Bugs Bunny creditor get a whiff of it. You owe us. We don't know nothing about Daffy Duck. There's no assignment with them and me. Right? But like many of you, you're paying Daffy Duck junk buyer. And can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody tell you jack. Can't nobody tell you nothing until you get in trouble. When you get in trouble, then you want to come to people like myself and others. When we try to tell you, bro, don't pay those folks. You don't owe them. Did they have an assignment? You have to prove that they have an assignment, whether if it's a debt junk buyer or if it's a debt collector. Keep that. You gotta, I'm telling you, nobody seems to want to adhere to that. Look, let me tell you something. Like I tell everybody else, my family, friends, whoever, strangers, whoever, you can't throw money at stuff. You can't throw money. I don't care how much bread you get. Stop buying stuff. Stop thinking that you're going to throw money at it and everything's going to be okay. You can't buy it. You can't buy that. You gotta strategize. You gotta say, okay, who am I talking to? Well, you're talking to Mellon Funding. You're talking to LVNV. Well, who are you? Where do you stand in collecting collecting funds from alleged funds from me? Alleged. Always say alleged. Where do you stand by collecting alleged funds? They're gonna get defensive. Don't you owe? See, they want you to admit. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe anything to you. Nothing. Not to you. No, I don't owe anything. No, I don't. And then they say, well, then you would be lying. No, you're not. You're not lying. I don't owe Midland Funding. I don't owe LVNV. I don't owe Daffy Duck debt collector or Daffy Duck debt junk buyer with no assignment. If they don't have the assignment, they gotta prove that. A straight up and up debt collector is gonna prove it automatically. You ain't even gotta send out a debt validation. If they're real up and up for real, debt junk buyer, they're gonna prove it. So, hey, look, I'm just saying. Hold on for a minute. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back. That's just my air conditioning kicking on, so I'll just, whew. I know I felt something. I'm like, what the heck is that? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that. But do you understand that? Are you really going to comply? You know what I'm saying? Because some ding dong attorney sent you a letter. Oh, you're afraid because you think you're going to jail. Give me a break. Give me a break. Come on now. Come on. You know, we are afraid. Like I said, I be listening to these people in these chat rooms on Facebook, and I mean, yo, they really got it jacked up. They got it jacked up. They don't know about the House resolution in 1984 when those attorneys can't wear two hats. They're debt collectors. Anyone who's collecting on the behalf of debt is a debt collector, and they have to abide by the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. They can't wear two hats. Let me make that abundantly clear. So stop putting out this misinformation about this mess. About, oh, well, they're attorneys, and these attorneys, yeah, Capital One or whoever it is, they got attorneys, and those attorneys, and and then you have to talk to those attorneys. Bullcrap. Those attorneys get it like everybody else. I don't give a ding dong if it's in an in-house, outhouse debt collector. They get it the same way. They have to abide by 15 U.S.C. 1692G. So stop playing these. Look. So stop going into these chat rooms putting out that information. Because you got a lot of folks that's in debt. And a lot of folks, I'm talking about, I'm reading a lot of stuff. These folks is paying Midland funding. They paying portfolio recovery. And then when they get their paperwork messed up, portfolio recovery don't want to honor the paper, with sending them the correct paperwork showing that their debt has been distinguished. Get out of here with that. Not distinguished, extinguished. My bad. You know what I'm saying? That debt has been extinguished. Come on, B. But if it be the original creditor or original debt collector that's on the up and up, they're gonna give you all the information that you need. Here's this, here's that, boom, boom, boom. They'll get anything you need. They want this thing going just like you do. And then you got those individuals that they think because the creditor is the creditor. I ain't talking about the debt collector or debt junk buyer. The creditor tells you, well, I can't pay. They want to give you that whatever when you go to when you negotiate something with them, they send you out a number. You supposed to just take it. I'm telling you, what this is called negotiation. Remember that. It's called negotiation. Just because you owe them, and you're telling them, say, look, listen, I can't pay X, Y, and Z. Let's say you owe let's say you owe $20,000, and let's say your notes is like $500 a month. You can't pay, and you don't know how to, and you can't pay it. You had took a hardship, whatever, lost a job, whatever circumstances, whatever happened. You just can't pay that amount. You was paying it. You showed about 7 to 8 months of payment, and you was paying it and everything, or you might show the year payment. You may have amortization scheduled for 48 months. And let's say you probably showed that you paid the thing for maybe 18 months, and then things happen within that time period. In that period of time, things was happening, and then you're like, well, I need to take a reduction in payments. Okay, whatever the balance is, they'll stretch it, but you got to negotiate. If you don't negotiate, you don't get nothing. And negotiation is not one-sided. So stop giving them power. They don't have no power. And damn an attorney. Attorneys ain't got no more power than you do. Not in this matter. Sorry. They can't tell you the law. There's no law in this. The only law is consumer law. Play with it. If you can show me where there's any other law in this, in consumer law, I'm going to show you a lie. Ain't no other law in this consumer law, so attorney don't mean jack. This written by Congress, this supersedes them. They have to abide by it. What was it? HR 237. I have to look at that again, but I think that's what it is. It's House Resolution 237. They can't wear two hats. Because anybody that collects on behalf of a creditor is a debt collector. Anybody. So they fall in the same category. They can't wear two hats. You know what I'm saying? Who sends you a summons? The creditor sends you a summons. Nah, come on. So stop. What is all this attorney shit? What is all this attorney stuff? Who's gonna send you this? Who's gonna sue you? The creditor is going to sue you. If he sends his attorney, what is attorney? His attorney is a debt collector. If they call you, they're going to call you on behalf of that creditor. Okay, under 15 U.S.C. 1692G, you got to verify that. You got to validate that. Validate and verify. Because they got to send you an assignment that they're working directly with that creditor. And then they got to prove that you owe the debt. You know what I'm saying? Where's your blue wet ink? They're going to send all that. If they legit, they're going to send all that. That's all. I'm telling you that off the banging rip. That's off the bang. That's off the bang. Real talk. If they legit, they legit. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand that. But don't get caught up with these debt junk buyers and these debt collectors. They are two different entities. Remember that. A debt junk buyer, a debt collector. A debt collector turns into a debt junk buyer when they can't produce anything. Remember that. That's the distinction between the two. They're a debt junk buyer when they can't produce anything. Same thing with these attorneys. Case in point, if an attorney, let's say Elmer Fudge, and Elmer Fudge has got a law firm called Fudge and Fudge, Attorneys at Law, right? And Elmer Fudge sends you a letter in the mail. Well, first of all, they're gonna do an administrative process, because if they don't have an administrative process, they're gonna send you an assignment. That means that they are debt collector, collecting on behalf of your creditor. And they're gonna send you the assignment. You're gonna see it off the rip, but if not, they're gonna send you an administrative process. Now, let's talk about them being a debt junk buyer. They could be a debt junk buyer. If they're an attorney, if Elmer Fudge is an attorney, he got to fall suit. He had to fall in line. He's not gonna. This is the strategy. See, if he a debt junk buyer, he's gonna do an administrative process. He's gonna do an administrative process. And then you're gonna see at the bottom of that letter, it's gonna say, we're a debt collection collecting on behalf of a debt. Now, and he's an attorney. They're gonna show you they have to abide by that. Case in point, let's go for someone that's real. Nathan over in Alabama. Debt junk buyers. They said we're collecting on behalf of Discover. You're not collecting on behalf of Discover. You're a debt junk buyer. You are a debt collector. A debt collecting debt junk buyer. That's what you are. You know what I'm saying? We're collecting on behalf of Discover. No, you're Nathan and Nathan's. So fall in line with consumer law. Period. I don't care who they are. I don't care who they are. But you go into these chat rooms and you ask for information and everything, you need to be verifying it. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Yo, USFL, if you ever hear this video, those are the echo chambers, bro. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Those are the echo chambers. Because there's a lot of bull crap in those echo chambers too. I know you get it on your side of the fence about this, that, whatever, and I know you're tired of hearing it, but yo, bro, ain't nothing you can do about it. There's nothing that you can do about that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be perpetuated when you and I both have returned to the essence. You know what I'm saying? And these folks regurgitate that mess, the same type of, I'm not going to say the same type of information, but they regurgitate, the bull crap rhetoric. So USFL, if you ever hear this message, I'm telling you what it is, dude. So I mean, and look, bro, I may not been in the credit game long as you've been in the game that you in, but I'm gonna tell you something, homeboy. I've been in it long enough to know that these folks, they regurgitating, and other folks is falling for it because that's what they want to hear. That's what they saying it because that's what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. It's madness. It's madness. But to you, I'm telling you, to you folks out here that's really struggling, that's trying to add on to something, trying to do something, trying to, make it to the next year or, whatever, next day or whatever, next hour. Yo, I'm telling you, you need to start verifying your information. and stop listening to what you want. Stop trying to get something and then taking it. Like my mom used to say, you get the cat by the tail and you run with it. You don't even know what kind of cat it is. You don't even know if it is a cat. Might be a possum. Might be a raccoon with a cat's tail. But and I'm saying, you look. That's all I'm saying to you. That's all I'm saying to you. Verify your information. You know what I'm saying? When you go into these chat rooms, you know what I'm saying? You know, well, how can we verify the information? You verify the information by you gotta read. You gotta read. You gotta look it up. Look up the words and look up the information. See if that information that you got is sound and incorrect. Maybe you need to match it up. Keep reading through those. Go into those different chat rooms and look at the information and ask. Maybe you need to do something like that. Ask in those chat rooms and in other chat rooms, is this information correct? They're going to say yay and nay. You just count them. Count all the yays and the nays. If you really don't know, just do it like that. You know what I'm saying? You might get laughed at. So you got to verify it. You got to verify it. Because if you don't verify it, you're going to be the fool out of it. Then you got these folks taking you to court, and you don't know why. You got a summons coming at the door, and you be like, why is it? But I thought I did the paperwork right. But now you got a summons. Or I sent them the bread. Now you got a summons. Who you send the money to? I sent them the money. I paid them. Yeah, I got it paid right here. And you're looking at the caption, the title, that Midland Funding. Nah, you owe us. You don't owe Midland Funding, bro. That's a whole nother ball game, cat. Here you. Oh man. Now I gotta pay y'all. See, you paid them twice. See, it's a double dip. You paid them twice. See, because you didn't do your due diligence to understand consumer law and verify. You got to verify this. I'm gonna verify everything I'm listening to. I'm not just gonna take none of face value. I go into these chat rooms and these places. I want somebody to give me verification. I don't want you to tell me if your process, if I'm validating, if I send a consumer report to 3 of the consumer agencies, and they delete it. I can't tell you how they deleted it. I know they deleted it. I can't tell you that my template is going to work for you. I can't tell you that, because it's a whole nother deal, because you might have a charge off. But is your charge off the same as mine? No, it's not, because your charge off it's going to be another number. It's going to be another number. It's coming from another zip code. That way it might be coming from the same zip code. We might live in the same house. How about that? But even it's going to be something different about it. And that's what changes the algorithm on how a decision is made. Dummy. I have to throw that in. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I had to throw that. That no offense. I just had a little jokey joke. You know what I'm saying? But that's but what I'm saying is true. Just think what I'm saying. But that's how the algorithm is made. That's how that changes the algorithm. One number can change an algorithm on how a decision is made. So I can't tell you, I can't guarantee. That's the reason why when I'm fixing someone's credit report, I can't tell them that I can't tell them that I'm going to guarantee them a result. I can't tell them that. I don't give a ding dong what Crow said. Crow can take it out the law. They can say, Congress can come back tomorrow and say, you can now guarantee, you can make the guarantees that you want now. We'll take that out the law. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it until the folks on the other end straighten up their act. Remember that. Until them folks on the other end, because they're out for money. Consumer agencies, it's the credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, LexisNexis, SageStream, Innovis, LCI. They have to make money. They're making money. And I would give a ding dong if they said you can guarantee now. I'm not guaranteeing nothing, because they ain't gonna straighten up. Them credit bureaus ain't gonna straighten up for the life of you. I'm telling you. So I'm not guaranteeing that. Send out one, they're gonna kick it out. They ain't business to kick it out. That's what keeps them in business. So they can keep reporting on your report. I'm telling you. So folks can keep sharing your information. This is the school year. I'm gonna send out a public service announcement. This is the school year for all you enrollees for college. Listen to me and listen to me clearly. You need to go down to your financial departments and tell them that you would like a form, because you want to opt out of them reporting on your credit report. Listen to me good. You have a right to do that. And don't let them tell you that you can't. If there is, contact me, please. blindintelligence718@gmail.com. And I will. I don't care what school you go to. I don't care. And I'll show them the consumer law that can back it up. You have a right as a consumer. Because that's what you are. When you go and sign as to that, let me tell you something. They don't have the power, you do. Remember that. Alright? You have the power. The power is in your hands. The helping hand that is at the end of your elbow. Congress can't help you. The city council can't help you. Ain't no counselor at your college is gonna be able to help you in this. You have to fight. And that's the first thing you do is get your finances together. You want to get your finances together? Let's do that. Let's rock and roll, baby. Because I encourage all of you students, whether you're older or younger, or if you're older like myself, decide you want to go to school, listen. You need to listen up. You have the right to opt out of anyone reporting on your consumer report. If you're not getting a credit card, if you're not getting no type of form of credit, if you already have a bank account and all that kind of stuff, freeze your reports. Put that mess on freeze. Freeze it. Freeze it. Get you a PIN number, easy to remember for yourself, and freeze your but you want to make it inconspicuous. You want to make your PIN number inconspicuous, but it's easy for you. But freeze your reports and opt out of them reporting on your consumer reports, because the only thing that student loans do is crowd your reports up with junk, and you got to fight like hell to remove it. So don't do it. So don't get it done. Don't let it. So, and that's causing stress. Cause a lot of banks or whatever, they you don't know how these folks gonna judge you. You got student loans, and this is reporting on your report. That's a negative, and that drops your score. So don't even have them. Don't report it at all. At all. Don't report that mess on your report. You can do that with a credit card. Did you know that? A credit card I'm telling you, this is your right. You have a right to do this. This is your credit. This is your credit. Whether you're with the student loan or you're with a credit card, that's your credit. You're allowing them to. This is your credit. Where they get the credit from? Where they get the credit? This is your credit. You're the consumer. That's why I say consumer law. So that's my public service announcement. My plane landed on that, and I just my plane landed. But I gotta come up out these. Y'all gotta come up out of these chat rooms with all this misinformation. Because I'm gonna tell you something. It's not gonna help nobody. Only thing it's gonna do is gonna hurt the next person who's trying to understand where they are and what they can do or what they need to do. And then it's gonna be like noise. Because it's gonna be so much and they don't know what to believe. It's gonna be so much. It's gonna be coming from every angle. Every angle. You know how large that angle is? You know how many angles it is? It's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of them. And they're going to be coming from different angles. They don't know what to believe. They get 2 or 3, and it's daunting to verify to some of them. Some of them are just lazy and don't lie. Some of you is just lazy. It's just straight up lazy. Don't want to verify it. You want to do it because, like I said, it sounds good. Or you doing eeny, meeny, money, mo. What? Are you really serious? Let's do any, meeny, miny, mo. And whatever one I land on, that's the one I go. That's the process I go with. And that's the process I go with. But no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You got to verify, whatever you're listening to. Or whatever type of information in terms as far as the debt collector is concerned, because like I said, it's a lot of misinformation out here. And I don't know every situation. I don't. It's too vast. But only thing I can say from just a concept approach, just verify it. Whatever it is, you just verify it. I don't care what it is. Whether it's a debt junk buyer, debt collector, whether it's a creditor, verify it. Verify it. What is it? The very first thing you need to know is, what are you verifying? Why do I need to verify this? Because it puts you in a better position for you to, then you'll know how to fight. You gotta know, okay, what am I verifying? Why am I verifying this? They say, well, if I owe this $1,200, why am I verifying it? Well, okay, the reason why I'm verifying it because I took the loan from. Now you're brainstorming. I took the loan from Bugs Bunny creditor, but here's Daffy Duck paying me. Something ain't right with that, and you need to be saying it to yourself. No, something ain't right there. Why is Daffy Duck sending me a letter? Right? Okay, now here's the information. You need an assignment. An assignment is a letter stating that they are assigned by the creditor, like Daffy Duck debt collector tells you that they are working with Bugs Bunny creditor. That's what the assignment is. They're going to send you a copy of that. And they're going to send you all your information. And then you're going to commence to. But you don't just do that. You call Bugs Bunny creditor and say, hey, look, listen, are you working with Daffy Duck debt collector? Yeah, we are. Okay, no problem. Have a good day. Click. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. See, you gotta be. This is called doing your due diligence. You got to do that. You got to do your due diligence when you're dealing with these debt collectors. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know. They do lie. They do lie. They do. But listen. But look. Listen. It's just like having a demeanor. It's just like having an intuition. When you have a certain when you have been living for a certain long period of time, or you've just been dealing with business for a long period of time, not so much a long time, you could been doing it for a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? You may not been in it for 3 years, you might only been doing it for a year, but you've been doing it so much. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you just know. You know when a person is telling you the truth. I just can't explain it. I can't explain it, but you know when a person is telling you, I don't care who they are, whether they're over the phone or whether it's in a letterhead, I don't care what it is. You know when they're telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know. It's just certain things that they're going to say, they're going to be like, oh, and you were like, yeah, okay, cool. But still, you want to verify, because the reason why is because if you're unsure, and for me, when you're doing business, this is my advice. This is not legal advice, but this is my advice. When you're doing business, you always validate and verify. Always. Especially when you're doing business. I don't know this person. They could be telling me correctly, and I really feel in my gut that they are telling me right, but let me verify this. See what I'm saying? That's where you need to be. So that's it for me. You know what I'm saying? Look, we'll be on here next week, and whether it's probably Thursday or Friday, we'll be on. And I just wanted to give y'all a holla. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give y'all a holla. You know what I'm saying? Yo, thanks for watching the show. This is Blind Intelligence. Peace.